kick us off, I would be happy to. Well, first of all, thank you for hosting us here today. Joe May, who I've had the privilege of meeting prior to this experience. We appreciate all the work that you're doing, and Jose for hosting us on this great campus. A special thank you today for Sundar and Google and the very exciting announcement that they're making to expand education and training opportunities for American students and workers. So really Americans of all ages, but with a particular focus on populations that may have been outside of the traditional IT pipeline. Today we are announcing that Google is increasing their commitment, and you were part of the original launch of our Pledge to America's Workers as part of an Internet Association pledge. But today Google is expanding that to 250,000 training opportunities in IT support in the next 5 years. So I cannot tell you how excited we are about this. IT is such a critical industry to this nation today, in large part because of historically low unemployment and a booming economy, high demand, great paying fields like IT support. So all of our students here today are going to be great beneficiaries of the tremendous opportunity to secure jobs and growth. Today, 215,000 job openings exist in IT support in America. Our goal through this pledge is to fill those opportunities with the next generation of talent and to create pathways for mid to late career workers who may be looking to learn a new skill or learn a new trade. Stepping back for a moment, let me talk a little bit about Texas. Today in Texas, we see near historic lows across every relevant metric in terms of economic success. Since the election, Texas has added 780,000 new jobs to the economy, and wages are up. Wages and salaries since tax cuts passed have increased by 5%. So we're very, very excited about the environment that we see here in Texas and the economic strength and health and growth across so many industries, including the IT industry. Generally speaking, the president, with some frequency, talks about his excitement to have hit historic lows in unemployment across nearly every demographic. Disabled Americans have the lowest unemployment rate in history. Veterans, the lowest unemployment rate. African Americans, the lowest unemployment rate. Asian American, every single demographic you look at has hit record low unemployments or is nearing record low unemployments. So we want to keep that going. This is an opportunity, and in a tight labor market, we have the chance to create more opportunities and better opportunities for workers. Today, more people are working in America than ever before. And amazingly, and one of the statistics that is so deeply motivating to me and our whole team at the White House, and I think a testament to how our policies are creating economic opportunity for all Americans. In the second quarter of this past year, of all the new jobs secured in the economy, 73% of them were secured by Americans outside of the workforce. Not Americans who are unemployed, but those who had been outside completely and had been marginalized or had ceased looking for opportunities. So the fact that that many people are coming off the sidelines, increasing the workforce participation rate in the country because of the better paying, better jobs that exist today is something that we should all be excited about and celebrate. Why I am particularly excited to hear from the students today is I think that this program, fueled by Google, is really a best-in-class example of an opportunity for students to learn in over a short period of time on a relative basis, really important high-demand skills. So I look forward to hearing more from Natalie and Solomon and Jonathan about their experience going through the program, from the teachers around the opportunities. And I think it's really important, and Sundar and I were talking about it earlier over fundamentally change how we think about learning and education in this country as a lifelong pursuit and a lifelong endeavor, and celebrate the many pathways to career success that exist today. And when we were talking backstage, Natalie, and I asked, would it have been obvious to you or your peers 5 years ago that you could go through a 6-month course, 7-month course, 5 hours a week, not 4-year college, and secure a great paying job in a high demand industry? And it was not known. And I think that is part of the disconnect that we want to disrupt, and the notion around there being one pathway, and that's 4-year college, that we also want to disrupt. So I thank you all for being here. I thank you, Sundar, for the great work of Google in terms of education and job training opportunities in America, as evidenced by the pledge and so much other great work that you're doing. And I thank you all for hosting us here today.
Thank you.
Yes, so hi, I'm Grant Flynn. I'm the CEO of Johnson Future, and we are really just so proud to join forces with Google on the deployment of the IT support certification throughout the country, and particularly throughout the community college system. So super excited about this morning and getting to hear from our colleagues here. I'm, particularly just so impressed with the investment that Google is making. And, I have worked in the workforce development field my whole career, both at the federal level and now at the nonprofit level. And what we have seen in the past couple of years with businesses really stepping up and investing not only in their own workers, but in the workers in the broader community is really tremendous. And I think that that's a trend that we continue to see. And I just want to really turn it over to Sundar, the CEO of Google, to talk about their work and really such a wonderful example of corporate leadership.
Well, thank you, Maria. Thank you, Ivanka, as well. I'm glad you're joined by advisor to the president, Ivanka Trump, today. She's actually a driving force behind the creation of the pledge, and in all my discussions has brought an energy and passion to this topic, I think, which is why we're all here today. So thank you. Thank you to Central College and Chancellor Mays for hosting us today in this historic building. Google has called Texas home for more than a decade now. We opened our first office in Austin in 2007, which is a big campus for us. We've also started in Dallas. We now have more than 100 employees here in the Dallas area. And this summer, we broke our ground on the first Texan data center. Everything in Texas is big. Our data center is going to be very, very big in the nearby Midlothian area. Whenever we are expanding a local office or a data center, we think about how we can invest in the community as a whole. It includes the people who live in the community, the teachers and students in the local schools, and the small businesses that form the backbone of the community. To help drive this work, 2 years ago, we launched our Grow with Google initiative to help expand opportunity to all Americans. Since then, we have formed partnerships and introduced programs in all 50 states. Community colleges play a vital role in creating opportunities for people. So I'm thrilled to be here today to announce that our Grow with Google IT Support Professional Certificate is expanding to 100 community colleges across the U.S. The certificate is a pathway to an entry-level job in the fast-growing, well-paying field of IT support. Students can complete the training program in as few as 6 months, no college degree or prior experience required. You'll all later tell me that it's actually 6 months and it's easy. The program has already enrolled more than 85,000 students since its launch in January 2018. 84% of learners reported a career impact within 6 months, like getting a raise, finding a new job, or starting a new business. Over 60% of students come from underrepresented backgrounds. Last year, Google.org made a grant to JFF, a nonprofit focused on jobs and education, to help community colleges like El Centro integrate the certificate into their curriculum and make it eligible for college credit. We have a few of these students who have completed the program here with us today, and I look forward to hearing their stories. The IT support is just one way we are doing to expand economic opportunity. Today, I'm proud to extend Google's commitment even further. We are joining more than 350 American companies in signing the Pledge to America's Workers. through this pledge, as Ivanka mentioned, we are committed to creating 250,000 new training opportunities for American workers over the next 5 years. So thank you again for your sponsorship and bringing us all here today. And I look forward to learning more from all of you. Maybe I'll turn it back to Maria.
Yeah, so really pleased to be here today with 2 old friends and 4 new friends. Looking forward to hearing from everyone. We're going to start off with Dr. Joe May. Joe is the champion of the Dallas Community College system. He has done wonderful work here, everything from partnering with high schools to partnering with companies to partnering with 4-year universities and truly building a post-secondary ecosystem that is really designed for opportunities for all. So, Joe, do you want to tell us a little bit about your experience?
Thank you, Marie. And I guess I fall in the old category is what.
Old friend.
And good morning. Welcome to El Centro. Of course, our students and faculty know it well as their educational home, but we are really delighted to have you. Thank you so much for both the partnership and letting us be a platform to share with others so that they also in community colleges can implement. You said it well that too often I think education tries to do it alone. And they may be directionally right, but not really hit the mark. It's only when we come together with real partnerships, real collaboration, and it takes a willingness on both sides. And I have to credit Melissa for really working to make that happen, because you can get an industry certification that gets you the job, but they may not come with a college degree. And integrating those together, as we've done here, is absolutely essential. And I really appreciate our team who are committed to doing this, because this is not a one and done with just Google. We've also worked with other partners, and we'll work with others in the future so that we can make sure that individuals have the same opportunity. I'm just struck. North Texas is growing rapidly. It's a great workforce engine that we have in place here with 400 people a day moving into North Texas. But unfortunately, it leaves people like Solomon, Jonathan, and Natalie behind if they don't get the knowledge and skills that they need to participate. That's why it's so important. It's important for our employers, but it's really important for people who grew up here in this community, who were raised in this community, who live and work in this community. So we appreciate the leadership. And I just have to say, Ivanka, to you, that bringing us together is really important, because we don't naturally do this. And the convenings that you're doing to get employers to have the confidence in community colleges that we can work and meet the need. And I'm speaking for not just Dallas here, I'm speaking for all community colleges in the country as we want to be partnered with our employers. But again, sometimes it just doesn't naturally occur. So thank you for that leadership and being a part of that. And we're looking forward to the future. We also appreciate the work and effort with apprenticeship programs. We're fortunate to receive one of the $12 million grants from the Department of Labor. That also allows people in our community and others to participate in the state workforce. And we're looking forward to the industry recognized apprenticeship program, the IRAC program, as it's called, in the future. We think that also provides a great opportunity to make sure that individuals just not one and done, but have a continued opportunities throughout the process. So thank you.
Yeah, I think as Joe said, there's so many conversations around how can we get community colleges to better align with the needs of companies. And I just think that this Google work is a terrific example of that, and the IRAC programs as well. So really bringing these voices and these lessons together is critical. And next, I'm going to turn over to Dr. Walter Bumpus. Walter is the president of the American Association of Community Colleges, and welcome Walter well. He's a member of the White House's American Workforce Policy Advisory Board. And AACC, for folks who don't know, is the association that really is the leading voice for the nation's almost 1,200 community colleges around the United States. So, Walter.
Thank you very much, colleagues. It's great to be back in Dallas again. For those of you that don't know, I served as president here for almost 7 years at Brookhaven in the north part of the city. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the great work that Dr. May and President Thomas have done here at El Centro College. You guys have been remarkable at the work. In fact, this is my second time here in the last 3 months. I was here with Secretary Acosta back in June, late June, to make an award to the Dallas district. Sundar, you said it very well when you spoke about Advisor Trump being the driving force. She's literally been the driving force behind a number of things that have been very, I think Dr. May said it well. But the work we've been doing with this American Workforce Policy Advisory Board is nothing short of remarkable. We've had some of the outstanding CEOs in America as a part of that board, and it's truly been an honor for me to be a part of that. You also referenced that community colleges play a vital role, and that indeed we do. And our colleges are very excited to partner with many of our businesses on these kind of initiatives. But I really salute what you're doing with this service support certificate. I think it has an opportunity to really, again, be transformational in the work that we do. I'm going to just quickly cite what a parent said to me. I was in Cleveland last week at Cuyahoga Community College doing something similar with their board. And the lady came up to me and she said, Dr. Books, I thank God for community college. I said, well, me too. And she said, the reason I say that is that my son initially was going to go to a university. He's now finished the community college with no debt and got great training. And I think that's the kind of opportunity that this program will provide in this city at this college. So, Advisor Trump, thank you for letting me be a part of this. Sundar, thank you for your great support. On behalf of our American Workforce Policy Advisory Board, we appreciate you coming on board.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you all. So why don't we turn to Lisa? Lisa is an instructor here at El Centro College and has been instrumental in bringing the IT cert to life. So can you just tell us a little bit about your experience and the partnership that you've had with Google and the value that has brought to your students?
Yes, first, thank you so much for having me here. And I think you have an opportunity to sit in this table and speak out as an instructor or as an educator in the classroom to tell you what happened with the program. So there are a few things that really struck me about the Google IT Professional Certificate curriculum. First was the hands-on activities that the students can actually troubleshoot activities and able to transfer those skills onto the, like in the real job environment. That really bridged the gap that students or learners, they don't have experience in IT, and they become with experience after the short-term training. The second point that I really was impressed on this curriculum was, I don't know how Google intentionally ensure diversity and inclusiveness inside. So you can listen to those videos telling the story of Googlers, the story of how they become 100 beginners and then persisted to overcome challenges. And to me, it was a huge value because when I integrated the curriculum, I saw that one as a motivation for my students. The students are always wanting to have a degree, but sometimes they get dismotivated in the meantime. So with those videos, so that type of curriculum helps them to move on. They could say they can dream, and they would say, I will be somewhere after this short-term period. So in addition to that, the program has, for example, learning tools, like tell them how to pass a first interview, how to search a job. And to me, the curriculum has a full package. Like every instructor should have in the program or should have in the classroom, telling them not only technical skills, telling them how to get the job, how to pass the interview, and how do you change your life. Ultimately, I would say, as Dr. May said, we can give them a credit, at the same time they have an IT professional certificate in their resume, and that changed their lives. They changed the lives of their family, the community, and the most important, changed my life too as an educator, because that makes me valuable in the community to tell them, yes, I did something for those, and they become successful.
It's terrific. I like how you talk about giving the students that ability to dream, and then grounding that in the very specific examples of the curriculum. And so, Natalie, what were you, how did this help you really kind of dream about a career in the IT sector?
For me, I approached this because I wanted to prove to myself and my friends and family that I can thrive in this industry. Because especially starting out in classes here, I noticed there was a severe lack of women that were in the IT program here at Central. So I wanted to be one of the ones that made it. And then getting to participate in the Google IT Cert gave me like the inspiration to put myself in the shoes of the people that I saw in the videos talking about their experience, and it made me say, well, maybe one day I too can pay it forward and be that person inspiring other girls who look like me to pursue a career in IT as well.
I feel like you're already doing that today.
Yes.
Amazing, Natalie. Thank you.
Congratulations. And Solomon, why don't we go to you? Let's hear a little bit about your story and your path through the certificate and into the job you're in now.
Well, through my path through certificate, it was a bumpy road because, of course, when I came, I didn't know too much about IT. I knew enough about hardware and everything else, but in terms of maybe programming or software, I didn't know much. But with the certificate, we read the courses, helped me advance greatly in learning about software and programming. And through onboarding, ever since I got my job, it has helped me further advance in my career, because when I first started the job, it gave me a good view of how my day-to-day job looked like.
That's great. Terrific. And how about you, Jonathan?
So, kind of just my IT kind of path as a whole. I had a knack for tinker around with computers at a very young age. A lot of times it got me a little bit in trouble with my family, so for the most part it wasn't that bad. And my family was actually the one that really encouraged me to just pursue an IT career. They saw that I was very interested in these these computers, these different parts, and they said, we ourselves don't know too much about computers, but maybe you should try go ahead and give it a shot. And it was thanks to the certificate that I'm actually able to apply some of the skills that I learned from that certificate to my current customer care position that I'm in right now with Syscare.
And Solomon, where are you working?
I work at Bank of America.
So what I learned from the two of them talking earlier, which I thought was a great example of, I think something that's great about this certificate, is that you can really go at your own pace. Right? So much of you hear around folks who are trying to balance work and learning and family is how do you make this all fit? And so maybe you could each just share, like, how long did it take you? What was your approach to kind of getting through the program?
Gotcha. So for me personally, since I was also doing the program while also doing a part-time job, it was kind of difficult at first. It was very difficult to time manage some of the things that I was trying to do. Just balancing, my education, and then on top of that, just having a part-time job to help out with the family. The one thing that I would say that was very beneficial was the fact that I could go at my own pace. So maybe when I had time, I would go during my breaks, and maybe I can go ahead and just sneak a video or two, in between breaks real quick, just so I can kind of get a better understanding and just grow within the career that I want to be in.
For me, I'm like John, I didn't have a part-time job, but over the weekends, when we didn't have any class, I would go through, rewatch videos, or we go through the course, further ahead of class to get more understanding. I would go to maybe other websites, but also research more about maybe, say, like cybersecurity. And I would also just continue to learn more about topics that we're being taught.
Now, how long did it take you to get through?
I actually finished the course this Monday. I had 3 weeks, and I did the last 3 weeks all in Monday, thanks to my manager at Mayfair. He let me set apart time to work on that while working.
I think this is such an important element because you all are young in the next generation, but if you're a mid to low career worker who maybe is in an existing job that is at risk of ceasing to be relevant in the short to medium term, or somebody who's lost a job and needs to learn a new skill, the ability to have the flexibility so take care of your family, work another job, work part-time while securing skills that are really in demand, I think is so important. So it's terrific. Do you all have a lot of people in your class that are different generations, that are older, or most of your peers also around your ages?
Yeah, absolutely. So, being a part of the Euro program, we were surrounded by different age groups. Some just, they just got out of like high school and now they're like getting into like the world of just college. And for me personally, I was kind of in the middle where I had a little bit of college experience beforehand, but then, discovering that El Centro had the Google IT certificate was something that really, brought light to me. So it was something that I wanted to jump into. And it was a great learning experience. I'm sure both Natalie and Solomon, we can all attest that, the fact that we had the course and we weren't just doing the certificates alone. We were, kind of teaching each other, learning from like the videos, and kind of interpreting it in a way that we can learn it. Essentially, there would be times where I asked Solomon, "Hey, what did we do, about learning about subnet mask or something like that?" And from there, we just applied what we learned, and thanks to the internships as well, we learned that the Google IT certificate had a lot of different applications to our jobs.
I was just going to say, this class represents the typical class in most community colleges. The average age is 28. And this program is outstanding. On behalf of community colleges, let me say, again, thank you for shining this spotlight on what community colleges can do. Somehow we stand ready to help scale this great work across the nation. Whenever you need for us to step in and give assistance to.
Yeah, and Walter, you have been an invaluable voice on the Workforce Advisory Council and contributed so much to the work that we're advancing, as has Google. And to the students here today, your stories are amazing, and unique to you as are their futures. And so when Sundar was mentioning that through our Pledge to America's Workers, we've been able to secure 14 million opportunities for training and education from over 350 companies. That's a big number, but that's 14 million individuals whose lives are impacted and improved. And you beautifully told the story of 3. So it is an honor to me too. We're grateful to the educators around the table who make it all possible, and of course the private sector and the ways that Google is helping students, workers, big businesses, small businesses connect, educate, and learn. And this tremendous opportunity and commitment to an additional large ecosystem of community colleges and 250,000 more opportunities through training. So really, thank you.
Thank you to Maria as well for helping convene all this important.
Yeah, thank you both, and thank you everyone. It's really a tremendous day. Thank you everyone for your leadership.
Thank you.
We'll be following you all. We have no doubt you'll accomplish great things.
Sorry, okay.
Thanks,
Good luck
Thank
with
you
the
all.
internship.
You just like me, I don't carry one.
Do you have a card? Yeah, Thomas was chief of staff, so.
Way over.